So today we're talking about Plants vs Zombies 3 China. So this is some news that I've actually sat on for quite a bit of time. We've had drips and drabs of info about this, and there's been a couple of screenshots floating about, but I wanted to hold off until we got something more concrete. And in the last few days, that's exactly what we've got. So over on Bilibili, a Plants vs Zombies 3 channel has been started, and earlier this week, the producer of PvZ3 China, Panda Nuts, great name by the way, and they posted a short article, and this article is also available on Taptap, but we'll get to that in a minute. So essentially, this article was officially announcing that Plants vs Zombies 3 is coming to China. Now, before we delve into the details, the developer of this is actually different to the PvZ2 China team, which is TalkWeb Games. Now, from what we can see at the moment, PvZ is being made by Hainan Mengxing Technology, and they've only made one other game that I can see, and it's called Minigun Elite, and this is like a first-person shooter mobile game, which looks pretty crazy to be honest, but these guys don't seem to be quite as true and tested as TalkWeb. So yeah, anyway, back to the article. Now, obviously, bear in mind this has been translated from Chinese, so if some of it is a bit incorrect or isn't worded right, that's likely why. So this starts off like most articles. We've got a little bit of background, talks about Plants vs Zombies in general, but it then gets on to talk about the Chinese specific features. So most of this is very similar to what we see in PvZ2 China, but it is worth going through anyway. So this first one I'm not really wrapping my head around. So it says retains the free combination card group function from previous games. I presume this is the pick a plant. So, you know, whilst that has been recently announced for our version of Plants vs Zombies 3, hopefully and presumably it'll be in the China version as well. As we'd expect, they're going to be adding unique plants, zombies, and what's most interesting, I suppose, is map designs based on Chinese culture. Obviously, we've seen this with worlds in Plants vs Zombies 2, but it's nice that they're going to be adding some differences in there to the places that we'll go to. Maybe it'll be completely different. Maybe it'll be set in a Chinese version of Neighborville. I don't know. Maybe it'll all be set like that. They then go on to talk about development goals, which I guess is just their overall aims. What do they want to do? Some of these are just your standard and echoes very much what PopCap have said. So they want to, pay tribute to the classic series, ensure it has all those original PvZ kind of features, which is what we were promised, and then they took out choose your plants. But anyway, so yeah, another big one on here, of course, is listen to player feedback. And, we've had to scream and shout a lot with PopCap. So, hopefully they'll be a little bit more transparent with the feedback, and be a bit more active in hearing what the community has to say, I guess. The last point really that I think is irrelevant is that they said they want to collaborate with talented players and developers. That's an interesting one for me. Do they mean like mod developers and just players who are really core to the community? There's certain members within the international community that that everybody knows, and I guess using them, they're really very valuable people to get real constructive feedback to really enhance the game. I mean, Fry 'em Up for PvZ Heroes is a good example of that. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited for this. Like, I really enjoy PvZ2 China. There's some really creative and inventive stuff, and they're constantly churning out stuff. Yes, things don't work. The menus are really cluttered. There's so much pay to play and all that type of stuff, and it's a lot to take in. There's so much there, but that's one thing that they certainly don't miss in Plants vs Zombies 2 China is the amount of content. It's insane the fact they're doing all these collaborations with other games. They're really trying to push the boat out, and I think that makes me quite excited for Plants vs Zombies 3. And if anything for us, and I know it's a pain to get access to the game and actually play it for us, but there's going to be a lot of exciting and interesting stuff there. And I actually hope both the international and the Chinese teams actually sort of share ideas and actually talk to each other as well, and because I think I'd like to see a little bit more collaboration between them, I guess. But yeah, all I know is it's very exciting. It's been announced, and yeah, I'll give you some more deets as soon as I hear anything, as soon as we get any trailers, or yeah. And yeah, I'm just interested to see how it's going to differ from our version. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think of this in the comments below. But other than that, remember to like and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.